Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a complexion roundup video. I've been testing out a bunch of complexion products. Not necessarily foundations, there's one foundation, but I have some primers here, a cushion foundation, an eye treatment with some color to it, and then a touch-up product. So a lot of them are very unique products. I'm going to demo 3 of them. So let's first start with the one I'm going to put on first, and it's Tasha The Pearl. Now, I did a blog post where I reviewed the 2 lightest shades. There's 3 shades. So I wear Moonlight. I also swatch Soft Light, and this is what it looks like. It's a hybrid product. It's an eye treatment and a brightening concealer-like product all in one. Very unique. Very amazing. From the minute I first tried this product, I was like, whoa, this is ridiculous. So it has anti-aging benefits. So it's going to help target fine lines, help target dark circles, help smooth out the under eye area. But there also is pigment to this. And I say pigment, it's not as strong as a concealer per se, but it's not a tint. It's not like a little bit of something. No, this really, I really saw some coverage with this. So the key with using this product is if you think you're using a small amount, use less. Use less than that. Because when I first applied this, so I literally barely dabbed my finger in. Barely. And I just, apply it underneath the eyes. And I like to use my finger. You can use a beauty blender. You can use a brush. Let me see, let me get my mirror here. And the thing is, though, if you apply too much, it will not blend in properly. It will kind of sit on the skin, and it will just not look the way it's supposed to look. So barely dab your finger in and add more if you want to. I'm going to try to do just one eye, and I'm hoping that you can really see the difference because in person, it has light reflecting pigment in it. The color this is like a light peach color, so it really helps to color correct. But for me, instantly my under eye area looks like it's illuminated. When I tried it in person, I looked in the mirror and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. So how do I use this? I use this a few different ways. This could be your eye treatment, your eye cream, or you can use it on top of an eye cream if you have an eye cream that you're loving and that you're liking the results with. I like to use this on bare skin rather than on top of makeup, and I'll tell you why. I want those anti-aging benefits and ingredients to get on my skin rather than sit on top of my foundation. But it also does a gorgeous job of illuminating, and it makes my eye area look very fresh and hydrated. So I have used it on top of makeup as well. If I've kind of done my makeup and I just grabbed it and added a little bit, smooths out the eye area and really brightens it up. I'm hoping that you can see how bright it looks. And I find that it wears really well. I don't find that it creases throughout the day. But like I said, it's not a concealer per se. So I'm not looking to get like Tarte Tape Shape coverage out of this where I really wanted to conceal. For me, this is a skincare product, but it also illuminates and brightens that under eye area. So I could possibly skip concealer or add a concealer if I'm just really looking tired that day. But for me recently, I've been just doing this and then putting on my foundation and going about my day. That is how bright I feel that it makes my eye look. And because of so smooth and hydrating that it instantly kind of takes down any dry patches, smooths out fine lines because it instantly hydrates. It has blown my mind. I've been using it now for a few weeks, and every time I go to use it, I'm like, it just brightens. It literally just looks like it filtered underneath my eyes. Hoping you can see this on camera. So loving that. All right, next is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. very unique product. It is a primer. Some people probably could use it maybe as a light makeup because it really does help to kind of blur imperfections, but it is very shiny. I have it in the shade number 2 and number 3. Number 2 is better for me, but it is very, very glowy. So for me, because my skin is more combination, I could not use this and just go about my day. I would have to use it as a base or more kind of a glowy primer and then add a more mattifying foundation, which I will show you in a second, on top. So let me just show you how I apply it. It is very, very sheer. But I have seen some people online using it alone. I mean, if you have dry skin, this would probably be gorgeous for a no makeup day. And because it will give you a really beautiful glow. If you have exceptionally oily skin, I don't think this is for you. If you have combination skin, you probably could make this work with a great mattifying foundation like I use on top. Now, I used a lot because I really wanted you to see what this looks like. This is shade 2, and I'm just using, I've been testing out these like Real Techniques, beauty blender knockoff. It's not the real deal. Beauty Blender is still my favorite, but I figured I would talk about this in the video. I have been using it, and it's okay. It doesn't blend as well as my Beauty Blender. Now, I used a lot of this. So I typically, for a regular face, probably wouldn't use as much because it really gives you, hello, am I glowy or what? It's glowy. Now, if you have drier skin, like I said, this would probably look stunning on you. However, with my more combination skin, I'm finding that it's just a little too shiny as is. But it really does, it literally looks like your skin has this like glowy, gorgeous filter on it. It does help to kind of blur imperfections, but if because of the shininess, especially with combination, while it blurs imperfections, it can emphasize larger pores simply because it's reflecting light off of larger, shinier areas. But when I first apply it, it looks like a disco ball. And then after a few minutes, I let it settle down and it begins to look less disco ball, more glowy, lit from within look. And that's when I begin to apply my makeup. All right, let's talk about another primer because I'm going to then put foundation on top and then talk about a few of the other products, and then I'll finish up my makeup so you can just see my finished look. So I've been using the Yves Saint Laurent Touche Éclat Blur Primer. I'm on the fence about this, and I included this because this video is things that I loved, things that I liked, things that I'm kind of on the fence about. So it's just me, it's like a Complexion roundup chit chat. All right, this Touche Éclat Blur Primer. It's clear. It has little goldish particles suspended in it. Some days it looks great on my skin, some days it doesn't. If my skin is exceptionally oily or very textured or just, I'm not having a good skin day, it tends to make me look a little shinier or emphasizes larger pores or whatnot. If I'm having a more balanced skin day, this looks beautiful. And I'll put it on and it kind of looks like someone just brushed my skin over with an airbrush, and then I apply foundation on top. I don't find that it necessarily helps me extend the wear of my foundation. Can we be honest? I want to get this off my chest. A lot of times when I try primer type products, I don't see a huge difference in extending the wear of my foundation. There, I said it. I can't believe I did, but I said it. Sometimes I do. There are certain products where I do find my foundation breaks apart less throughout the day, but so many times I wear primer and I like the way it makes my foundation look, but my foundation typically stays on my skin quite well already. So a lot of times people will be like, well, does it make your foundation last longer? And I think to myself, I guess, but my foundation lasts just as long without it. So sometimes when I add primers, and that's just me being 100% honest, because like I said, sometimes I'll see where my foundation will start to break apart, and if I'm wearing a certain type of foundation or a primer or like a priming product, priming SPF or something, it does help to not break apart as much. Maybe I'm not as shiny that day. But a product like this, I didn't notice any extension of wear. But it does help to blur. I would say if you have exceptionally oily skin, I don't know. I heard mixed reviews. Some people love it with oily skin. Some people love it only if they have dry skin. For me, it wasn't a win with exceptionally oily skin, but drier skin, it did give a kind of airbrush finish to the skin and a slight glow. It was hard to describe. You don't see the gold speckles on your skin, but my skin didn't look dull. It just looked kind of revitalized, and that wore beautifully under makeup. So this I'm on the fence about. Some days if my skin is balanced, I'll try it and it looks great. Other days I haven't been reaching for it. So, but I've showed it in, I don't know, some Insta stories or whatever, and many of you were asking me to do a review on this, and I wasn't going to because I couldn't come to a conclusion. And I feel so bad. I was like, I know a lot of you like me to like wrap it up with a bow with a conclusion, and I don't have one. It's some days I like it, some days I don't. So the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood filter, still on. It's still setting and doing its thing. It doesn't have to set, but I find that the longer it's on my skin, it does, wear a little bit better. But oh my gosh, I'm looking in the mirror here. I'm like, it is glowy. Well, I don't find that it extends the wear of my makeup, but I do, for exceptionally matte foundations, I do like that it gives me a little bit of something underneath if my skin isn't too oily that day. All right, let's talk about the foundation that I'm going to put on top of this. I rediscovered this. This isn't new. Most of these are new except for the YSL. The Bare Minerals Bare Pro Performance Wear Liquid Foundation in Dawn 02. I haven't worn this since before last summer because my skin was very dry last summer, and now it's a little more combination, and I pulled this out again and I was like, okay, this is beautiful. It is a little more kind of a natural matte. I wouldn't say a really, powdery matte. It's definitely a natural matte. It gives insane coverage, but not heavy. So it's not going to look like a mask on the skin. But if you want coverage, I love coverage. I don't necessarily have a lot to cover, but I like the look of a flawless finish. But I find that even though this has, for me, I think it's more medium to medium full coverage, I can still see my skin through it. And it still looks natural. But this would be beautiful if you work in an office, if you just like a more polished look. I find this gives me a more of a natural matte finish, like I said, super long wearing though. I will put this on, and by the end of the day, I'm running errands, I'm out in the heat, I get back home, and my face looks exactly the same. It's unbelievable. I looked at myself the other day, and I was was in my house, and I walked by a mirror, and I was like, oh, how do I look exactly the same as when I left in the morning? It's that great. This is something that I would wear if I was going to an amusement park. I know, it's like wear like a heavy foundation when you're going to an amusement park. Some people want to, do you. This is if I'm going to be outside and I really want my makeup to last a long time. This is not as matte as the Lancome Teint Idole, however. So let's just get that out of the way. That is more matte to me. I believe my Dior Forever is a little more matte, but this is very close. Oh my gosh. I probably would add just a little bit of a bronzer because I have a bit of a spray tan. We've been going a little bit lighter with my spray tans just because they're easier for me to manage when they start to wear off and that sort of thing. Oh, but I have a self-tanning little trick that I've been doing to help extend between my spray tans, and that's coming up on my blog. So be sure we're gonna take pictures today or tomorrow, and I'll be showing that on my blog probably in the next few days, a week. So love the finish. Probably would apply just a nice bronzer on top just to kind of blend out with my spray tan, but I love it. This is also a great winter shade for me. Just all around beautiful. And I don't know if you can see, it helped to take down that Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter so it's not as shiny. And this would be the perfect kind of foundation to wear over top of something like that, because maybe you want a little more luminosity to it because it is a little more flat, or you could mix the two. I haven't tried that, and that just struck me as something that I could probably do and probably look really beautiful. That actually might even work better than applying it directly onto my skin like I've been doing. All right, let me finish up my finished makeup look. I'm going to complete my face, and then we'll talk about 2 more products that you're going to want to know about. One is so crazy and unique, this Hourglass retouching veil. I've got to talk. Okay, I'm back. Makeup's all done. I'll be sure to link everything that I used for my finished look down below. Let's finish with the last two complexion products I wanted to talk about. First is the La Prairie Skin Caviar Essence in Foundation. It's a cushion foundation with skincare benefits. So it's part of their Skin Caviar line, which if you're not familiar with, I'll go ahead and link some blog posts and videos down below where I reviewed a bunch of the La Prairie Skin Caviar products from the range. And I have in the shade Pure Ivory N20, which is more of a summer shade for me. It's not exceptionally pale. It definitely is when I have a little bit more of a spray tan. So, like with most skincare-based foundations, complexion products, versus many other makeup products, skincare-based like complexion products especially always make the skin look like you've just had this fresh, glowing, dewy facial. Like your skin looks its best. However, I find, and that's exactly what my skin looks like, it's like sheer to sheer medium coverage. This isn't going to give you like a ton of coverage with like dark spots or hyperpigmentation. It will definitely help to even out redness. You'll look like you have a finished face. It's not going to be like a barely tinted moisturizer for the grocery store or whatever. This will definitely give you a gorgeous finish. However, if your skin is a little more oily, you may need either a primer or a powder over top, because I find that if I'm having an exceptionally oily day, by the end of the day, I'm too shiny. If my skin is more dry, if your skin is more dry, when my skin is more dry, it looks stunning. So if you have drier skin, this would be beautiful. If you have combination skin, you definitely can get away with it, perhaps just dusting down your T-zone or where you get shiny. The finish is, like I said, when I looked in the mirror, I was like, oh, that's what I love about skincare-based foundations and complexion products like the Tasha. Your skin just looks smooth, it looks hydrated, it looks supple, it looks just glorious. And the essence in lotion that this is based off of, this is their essence in foundation, but they also have an essence in lotion. And it's one of my top 3 favorite luxury essences. The SK2, the Tatcha, and the La Prairie. The La Prairie especially, though, the other 2, all 3 I see a lot of like hydrating, brightening benefits to using them. But especially with the La Prairie, I noticed like my pores appear very minimized when using it. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous essence. But the cushion foundation, this is definitely, it's definitely a splurge. But if you want to kind of merge skincare and your complexion products, like you're like, I really want to get the best of both worlds, and you have more normal to dry skin, this would be absolutely gorgeous. And perfect, I would say it's perfect for now. Is there SPF in it? Let me see. Broad spectrum SPF 25. So not a ton, but this is definitely enough to like run errands, go about for the day. But you could totally wear this to the office. You could wear it for a much more professional setting. It gives enough coverage. You probably may need to kind of add a concealer for certain spots, but it definitely is not just a little bit of nothing. All right, this product is a little bit of nothing, but in a good way. The Hourglass Retouching Veils in Fair and Neutral. So I have both of them here. This is a very, very unique product. So this is Fair and this is Neutral. I was kind of like curious as to like exactly, that's Fair, that's Neutral. The Fair is a little more pink. The Neutral is a little more neutral and a little bit darker. All right, what are these products? That's exactly what I said to myself when they arrived. I was like, what are these things? Okay, they are not a foundation. They are not designed to be a foundation. I mean, they are like, what is that? Look, it's super tiny. This is not going to cover your entire face daily for months. No. However, it is not a concealer. They have designed it or kind of positioned it as a touch-up product. So you can use it in the middle of the day if your foundation is kind of starting to fall apart, or maybe you've been at work all day and you're going to a meeting, an event, whatever, a dinner, and you need to touch up, but you're like, I'm not starting from scratch. I'm going to take my face off at the office in the bathroom. No. So this is great because just touch up in certain areas, take out a sponge, a brush, and kind of buff it in. How I've been using it, and it does work beautifully that way. It does not, you would think like, oh my gosh, am I adding more makeup at the end of the day? Am I going to be like caked in makeup by the time I get home? No. It is lightweight. It feels like just a veil, and that's what it is, the retouching veil. It feels like a veil over the skin. However, how I've been loving to use this even more is as a highlighting, kind of brightening product. Somewhat like the Touche Eclat from Yves Saint Laurent, but that almost feels like it has more pigment than this. I have been using it like under the eye area, like right in this area of my face, and I just feel like it helps to, it blurs things, it brightens, and it just kind of, I don't know, airbrushes the area. I prefer, which one? I have to swatch it again. I have to see. Now, Fair is a little bit brighter for me, and then Neutral I feel like is one shade up. So the Fair is a little more peachy pink, and I like that to brighten. The next one is just a little bit more, I would use it to more touch up my foundation, and that would be Natural. Okay, and that is all of the Complexion products that I have to share with you today. Like I said, I was all over the place with my reviews on these. So I was a little rambly. There's a lot to be said. These products are not put it on your face, run out the door. Like there is some explanation behind a lot of these, especially like the Charlotte Tilbury, the Tatcha, the YSL. They work, you know, they're going to work with certain skin types. They're going to work with certain foundations. I would say a lot of the products in this video are if you are more, not advanced with makeup, but you're more comfortable kind of testing out different combinations. I am. Like, I like to wear a primer and I don't like that foundation, so the next day I'll try it with a different foundation. I'll try it with a different concealer. I love mixing and matching and kind of creating my own concoction on my face. I have the patience to do that. I've been doing makeup long enough to kind of understand how it's reading on my skin. But I know for a lot of you, you're like, no, I just want to wear a foundation and run out the door. I don't need to be like mixing and matching and making my own concoction. So a lot of these products in here are more for that. However, the Tasha Pearl, if I had to talk about any product as like the product to try first, try to get your hands on this. Try to get a sample of it because it blew my mind. It blew a lot of you guys' minds that sent me messages, but then some of you were still on the fence about it. Less is more with that. I cannot stress that enough. If you think you're using a small amount, use less. Use less than that. And you can always add more, but if you apply too much, it's going to be too thick underneath your eyes. Hollywood Filter, very unique, really fun makeup-y product. I definitely think it's better for drier skin. The YSL, I have no idea. I like it some days I don't. So just good luck with that. If you get it, let me know if you like it. I can't tell you one way or another. So if you have used this, please let me know what you think. The Bare Minerals, oh my gosh, yes, the Bare Pro. Such a good long-wearing foundation, especially for summer, especially for more matte finish. I feel like my face looks so polished and stunning. All right, the Hourglass, this is more of a fun makeup play product. Definitely great for touching up and great for more brightening parts of the face. And then the La Prairie. If you love luxury, you love La Prairie skincare, first of all, but you love skincare-based foundations and you really love luxury products, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous foundation. For normal to dry. This video is super long. I'm so sorry, but I got everything out I wanted to say. I will link everything I talked about down below. Thank you for sticking with me. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.